宇宙無限，世界浩瀚。上至天文地理，下至人文科學，浩浩熵熵。
大家好，歡迎大家收睇同埋收聽今個禮拜嘅浩浩熵熵，我係節目主持人李偉才。咁啊，今晚呢就大家見唔到阿 Jeffy 嘅，因為呢有兩個其實大家都好熟嘅朋友啊上咗嚟，一個呢就係 Ringo 啦，一個呢就係 Michael 啦，都上過嚟㗎啦，係啦，冇錯。咁啊，今日呢，如果大家睇緊嘅話呢，其實你亦都睇到我哋個即係背景係幾有趣㗎嚇，因為太多嘢啦，我哋都特登呢就冇擺浩浩熵熵嗰4個字喺度。大家又睇到乜嘢呢？就係立法會就嘅候選人準備接受氣候挑戰啦！嗱 ，Ringo 而家係捉我，其實佢想我做乜嘢呢？其實你哋兩個睇到嘅，咁我咧都係一樣嚇。我哋咧就着咗呢一件咧就350嘅 T-shirt 咧，就係話，因為呢個就係350香港係嘛？如果大家上網咧個 URL 咧就係 www.350hk.org 係嘛？呢個就係我哋嘅 website 啦。就係我哋舊年9月正式註冊成立嘅，就喺舊年嘅11月29號咧就搞咗咧，就係香港第一次嘅氣候大遊行啦，嗰個 Global Climate March 嘅香港段啦嚇。咁我都喺呢度同大家介紹過啦。咁啊，眨一眼咧就已經大半年啦嚇，超過半年啦。咁我哋咧今次咧又有另一個大啲嘅動作，我哋就趁嚟緊9月嘅一個立法會選舉，大家都知道啦，係嘛？我哋就會提出咧，係啦，嗱呢度前面就係個英文啦，我哋叫做 Let's Go Climate Challenge 嚇，咁啊就會向所有嘅候選人，應該有200幾個啦，係嘛？咁就會係提出呢個叫做氣候挑戰，係咩嚟嘅咧？其實就係一個問卷，問卷入面咧，我哋真係度咗好耐啦嚇，來來回回修改啊，就有14條問題咧，就係去問呢啲候選人對於我哋而家面對嘅一個好大嘅危機，就係全球暖化危機，佢哋會點樣應對呢？即係我哋分各方各面咁樣嚟去，即係問佢哋嘅意見嘅。咁呢就今日呢，其實呢都要同大家講一樣嘢嘅。大家可能都知道㗎啦，我哋呢個節目呢，你哋而家聽緊就夜晚10點啦嚇，過後啦10點到11點半啦。咁但係其實我哋呢就無謂咁夜啦嚇，我哋就唔係 live 嘅，我哋呢就係之前錄影係 pre-recorded。咁所以呢一個節目呢，其實就係上個禮拜4呢我哋錄嘅。咁由上個禮拜4到今天，即係禮拜2晚呢，其實中間呢就應該呢，我哋350香港呢就已經係做咗一件即係大動作。頭先講啦，就係開咗一個記者招待會，就係喺7月31號嘅星期日嘅下晝2點至2點半就開咗個記者招待會。咁然之後呢，我哋就喺嗰個喺文化中心嘅一間酒樓嗰度嘅，即係喺尖沙咀嗰度啊。然後就喺外面呢，我哋就進行咗一個咁嘅遊行嘅，係好別具特色嘅。Ringo 你講下點樣別具特色化？
絕對係特別㗎啦，因為我哋咧係象徵式咧，就係揾咗特別訂製咗4個1:1原大嘅港島嘅原子彈模型。不過就氣球嚟嘅。氣球咁我哋即係由設計啊、搜集資料啊，都花咗好多時間啊，真係。Ringo 落咗好多力。號召咗，唔係好多朋友幫手。係號召咗不同嘅綠色團體啊、青年組織咧，就係會咧。就真係每4個人一組咧，就抬起呢個4個嘅原子彈，就作一個小型嘅巡遊，就由海邊嗰個大嘅樓梯啦，就一路去到鐘樓繞一個圈，就翻嚟。咁我哋仲有一個特別嘅儀式嘅，特別一個儀式就由阿 Michael 公佈啦，係咩儀式咧？
同埋點解會4個原子彈唔得意咧？咩意思咧？
嗱，其實4個原子彈咧就代表咗咧我哋地球咧每秒鐘吸收嘅熱量，因為人為嘅活動導致到氣候變化啦，咁嗰個吸取嘅能量咧每秒鐘咧係達到4個廣島原子彈咁犀利嘅。咁所以呢個數係一個非常之驚人嘅數字。咁為咗我哋象徵形象化呢個咁嘅數字咧，我哋所以就做咗4個呢個咁樣嘅炸彈模型。咁仲要係鮮紅色嘅，上面好清楚寫住好大個字寫 CO2 咁樣。咁就等人哋睇到，哇！原來我哋即係每秒鐘因為人為嘅行為導致釋放出嚟嘅熱量係可以咁驚人。
好嚴重嘅問題。
係啦。
咁啊，當然佢話啦，臨到尾我哋做咗個咩添啊
？diffusing 就
係啦，係一個象徵性嘅。係啦，就拆彈嘅儀式。係啦，係嘛？好啦，咁樣跟住落嚟咧，我又要講另一樣嘢咯，就係咧今晚嘅除咗係呢個特別所謂特別，即係冇咗浩浩熵熵嗰4個字啊，或者係 Jeffy 又唔喺度咁嘛，就係咧其實我哋而家一路做咧，就一路咧係有一隊攝影隊咧係影緊我哋嘅。咁呢個攝影隊咧係嚟自美國。 嘅國家地理雜誌佢哋嘅一個頻道啦即係個電視就係 National Geographic 咁所以我而家咧轉一轉台啦即係為咗佢哋咧我哋有一段時間用英文講啦So now we switch channel to English, okay? So as I've just said, our program tonight is very special, and we have a filming crew now filming us right now in conducting this program. And the reason is that they are producing a documentary on climate change or how we should combat this crisis. So of course we at 350 Hong Kong is committed to fight climate crisis and by arousing of course the awareness of the general public and also urging the government of course to take strong actions and against this problem. And as you know, I have been talking about this for a long time in this program of mine, that global warming is actually the largest challenge or crisis that humankind has faced throughout history, actually. And greater even than, if you are a Western audience, right, the Black Death, right? Of course, according to what you have read from history, the Black Death is already a very devastating catastrophe, right? That has taken place in Europe. But now this is a catastrophe facing the whole of mankind, and that is climate change brought about by global warming, and which is brought about by the increase in carbon dioxide in our atmosphere because of the burning of the fossil fuel. And of course, the mechanism by which the temperature is raised is via the well-known greenhouse effect. That is, the carbon dioxide will absorb the heat released by the Earth and then re-radiate it, part of it out into outer space, but the other part back to the Earth. So increasing the amount of radiation absorbed by the Earth. So that is why earlier Michael has just explained that in the parade that we have just conducted over last Sunday, we have been carrying 4 atomic bombs, right? And this idea is actually brought up first by Ringo. Yes, we have been thinking of what props to produce. We have all along been thinking along this line, and you know, several years ago we have this giant that is plastic duck.
Plastic
yellow
duck,
duckling and on the sea, and that has been touring around the world, isn't it? So it has stayed in Hong Kong for a period of time and attracted a lot of people to take pictures with it.
I took one as well.
You took one as well.
Everybody took one.
The ocean terminal, right? So maybe Ringo, can you explain to the audience why we have been carrying these 4 atomic bomb models?
Sure. According to one of the scientific kind of finding, every second per day nowadays, the excess kind of heat generated by climate changing is equal to 4 times of the Hiroshima bomb.
Yeah,
per
the
second.
released. Yes.
Well, we were so shocked when we first heard about this thing.
Right.
But actually, that scientists actually make a website about it, and then they keep kind of showing that how many atomic bomb has been kind of into effect. Now it's like a 2.2 billion.
Since 1998.
Accumulated.
In the website, in fact, they have just calculated that commencing 1998.
Exactly.
And it's nearly several billion of bombs equivalents.
Right.
So now, just to test you, Michael. Well, some people may ask, and that is if the extra heat absorbed by the Earth is equivalent to that of 4 atomic bombs per second, how come our Earth has not been incinerated already, right? That we should be feeling the heat, a lot of heat. So actually, according to the scientists, most of the heat has been taken up by something
into the ocean.
Yes. Now, so Michael is really well versed in this.
I think this is also like it appears to be a good thing on the surface, but actually it is actually worse than if it hadn't happened, because originally if we feel the heat right away, then we would have acted accordingly
Yes, yes.
before it's too late. But because the ocean is taking up this job
lot
of
of the heat.
absorbing
Yes,
the heat,
yes.
then we can't feel anything. And because we can't feel anything, we don't feel the urge to do it until when the ocean absorbs too much heat, it sets in motion a series of
Right.
reactions or things will happen, and then the glacier will melt, and then the carbon dioxide, which is trapped in the ocean, will actually, because of temperature gets too high, it will get emitted back into the atmosphere.
right. That is
And
a
also,
nightmare.
Yeah, and there's the carbonate. I think that's the thing, and it will set in the motion of things that cannot be reversed.
Yes.
But before that happens, it's still taking in the heat, and
Yes.
and we are not aware of it, or people are not enough people are aware of it. Then
Right,
it becomes a problem. It's like what Dr. Lee has always been saying. We are like a frog being
Yeah.
immersed in this like warm
In the-
water and
A
being
pot of cold water and food
from
is
cold
being
water
heated
and
slowly
yeah,
from below.
gradually become warmer.
That's
warmer,
supposed
and
to be
it's
a
hot.
parable from
And
France.
we can't feel anything
I know.
until we die.
Yes,
And
yes,
that's-
yes.
I think it's kind of a similar, very similar.
So this
analogy.
taking up of the majority of the heat by the ocean is actually a curse in the disguise of a blessing, right?
Yeah, that's
Right,
what
right.
I was trying to say. That
Exactly.
the
Right.
reverse of the blessing disguise.
Right, right.
Disguise in blessing.
And actually, the heating up of the ocean is having very direct effect on the ecosystem. And we have known from the news that the Great Barrier Reef,
Yep.
a lot of the coral reefs there,
Finished.
actually has been dying.
Yep.
They call the coral bleaching. That is
Yep,
turning
turning
white.
white,
You know,
yeah.
the corals normally have so colorful, so lively,
Yep,
right?
yep.
But now many of them have turned into a grayish and
the
whitish.
calcium, right? I think this is.
And that is actually because of the temperature rise in the water, the seawater. Because and in fact, coral is a symbiosis between two kind of organisms.
Right.
Yeah.
But actually, they are very sensitive to the temperature,
Yep.
seawater temperature. And because of this rise in the seawater temperature, and a lot of the corals have been dying.
Yep. And
And-
also, there's another thing. In addition to the temperature, that's the pH value of the ocean.
Yes,
Yes.
that is the acidification.
Yeah.
Because of the,
The CO2 is acidic.
well, the carbon dioxide dissolving into the ocean.
Yep.
And that is another, major worry
Yep.
of the scientists, and that is now the ocean is acting as a sink, a huge sink for this extra carbon dioxide humankind has been producing.
Yep.
But if one day when the ocean becomes saturated
with carbon dioxide.
with carbon dioxide and it can take it no more, and also
will release-
with the global temperature rising, and you know one very simple physical principle, and that is if a solute, when it dissolves in a solvent, and solid solute, right, is
Yep.
a liquid solvent, the how much the solute can be dissolved depends on the temperature, but
temperature
the
of it.
higher the temperature, the more the solute
can
could be
dissolve.
dissolved, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But
In
if the
terms of
solute
gas.
is gas, right, and
the
it's dissolving
reverse.
in the liquid, actually the reverse applies. That is, the higher the temperature, the less the amount of gas could be dissolved
in the
and
in the
taken hold
solvent.
by the solvent, by the
Yep.
liquid.
Yep.
So as the temperature of the earth rises, the ability of the ocean to absorb carbon dioxide will lessen, actually, will decrease.
Yep.
And there may come a time that the carbon dioxide that has been absorbed by the ocean for the past 100 or 200 years will be released back into the atmosphere.
So it would become like from a net intake of carbon dioxide into
from a sink to a source.
to a
Yeah.
source and
Technically,
become an
right?
emission source
Yeah.
of
And
the
you know the
carbon
amount of
dioxide.
carbon dioxide that is now in the ocean is actually 50 times larger than the amount of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere. So once the ocean turns from a sink into a source, that is the end of us.
True.
There's no doubt
Yeah.
about it.
True.
Right?